Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Julie and welcome to my channel. I have decided to set up a channel specifically for people who have suffered from domestic abuse. I am a yoga teacher, Reiki practitioner, herbalist and nutritionalist. And domestic abuse is something very close to my heart. Having been born into a domestic abuse family and having 2 domestic abuse relationships that impacted my life in so many ways, affecting me for a lot of years afterwards. Domestic abuse covers a very broad spectrum of unacceptable behaviours, starting from the most recognised of domestic violence, moving all the way through from sexual abuse, financial abuse, gaslighting, narcissism. There is a huge range of unacceptable behaviours that partners can project onto us to make us feel inadequate, unworthy, less than, unimportant. And that's the whole point, to make us feel that way. Trauma does not only affect the brain, it also affects the body and internal organs. And it's now been shown that trauma, unexpressed trauma, is actually responsible in some cases for autoimmune diseases. It's now estimated that over a quarter of the world's population lives alone. And although a percentage of that will be an elderly population who has unfortunately lost a partner or a spouse, there is an increasing number of people that choose to live alone due to past trauma, and feeling that every relationship is probably going to be the same. And from my experience, sometimes that can be the case. And that's why it feels so important for us to start to release the trapped emotions, to start to work through the body, opening the body up, increasing our confidence, our awareness, our self-belief, our intuition, our self-worth, and releasing all that no longer serves us. As each of the internal organs holds on to negative emotions, as well as the mind, so to bring peace and stillness to the mind and to release these negative emotions so that we can turn pain into power, and we can move from being a victim to a survivor to actually thriving. So I invite you to join me today as we do some simple acupressure points within the body, as we start with the kidney meridian. So we use the acupressure, the kidney acupressure points, to start to open and balance the kidney meridian. And we will use mudra and mantra, and also yin, some simple yin poses. The poses will be held for about 3 minutes, and they will enable us to start to let go of fear. The kidney meridian is all about fear. The kidneys hold on to fear. Fear of being seen, fear of being heard, fear of asking for help, fear of people knowing how bad things are, fear of not being worthy, fear of thinking that things will never get better. So let's start today on this journey of self-discovery and of reclaiming our power, as we start to release the fear of asking for help, of however our situations bring up that fear within us. So the kidney meridian starts at the base of the foot. From the toes to the heel, a third of the way down, in the centre of the foot, is the kidney meridian. It's the start of the kidney meridian. And then it runs to the just where the arch starts to form, the arch of the foot. And then it comes to the back of the heel, and it wraps around the ankle bone, and it comes up the inside of the legs. A very similar position to where the seam is on my leggings. And it comes up the inside, the side of the groin. And as it reaches just below the ribs, it starts to come out. And then it comes up all the way to the collarbones, just underneath the collarbones. Now, the kidney meridian is also part of a chakra system. And the chakra system that corresponds to the kidney meridian is the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is located about 2 to 3 centimetres below the belly button. And the colour of the sacral chakra is a beautiful, vibrant orange. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to join me just for a few minutes of deep breathing as we connect with the sacral chakra. We bring in the hand mudra for the sacral chakra, which is the right palm on top of the left and the thumbs joining together. Placing the hands around the sacral chakra area, gently closing the eyes, and start to breathe nice and deeply, and imagine or envision or just think about this beautiful orange light that's pulsing and glowing just below your belly button. Take some nice deep breaths as you focus in on your breath. And seeing this beautiful orange light. take a nice big inhale and a final exhale, and then open your eyes. Let go of the hand mudra, and we're now going to start about 20 minutes of a very gentle and very slow paced yin practice. We'll be holding the positions for about 3 minutes. So if you'd like to turn around to the side of your mat. And the first position that we're going to do is called shoelace. This is single shoelace. So if you would like to take your left foot over your right leg, so knees stacked on top of each other, the heel of your foot is towards your hip. Don't worry if you can't get it there, just in that general area. You might find it a little bit easier actually to just remove some of the flesh from your bottom, so that you're sitting directly on your sitting bones. So take a nice big inhale and exhale, and on your next inhale start to stretch over your leg. Don't worry if you can't come very far forward. It doesn't matter. Even just a slight tilt, you'll feel amazing effects. If you would like to introduce a mantra for the sacral chakra, the mantra is VAM. So if you would like to say that silently to yourself throughout the practice, just to strengthen your connection to this sacral chakra. On your next exhale, if you'd like to slowly make your way out of the pose. across your legs. Give them a little shake. And then cross the right leg over the left. Again, stacking the knees if possible and bringing the heel of the foot towards the hip. And then when you're ready, on your next inhale, if you'd like to fold forward any amount, don't strain to fold forward. Yin yoga is very much a passive yoga, and it's not advisable to enter into your full capacity. Maybe stretch to your full capacity and then come back a little bit, because gravity is going to work. Gravity is going to help to ease you into the pose over the 3 minutes. So there's no need to force or to rush. On your next exhale, start to slowly make your way out of the pose, coming back up to sitting. And we're just going to move slightly further down the mat as we're going to come down onto our backs. So gently make your way down onto your back. Bring your knees, bend your knees, bringing your feet to behind your bottom, and then just allow your legs, your knees to fall out to the side as you bring the soles of your feet together. You might like to take your right hand over the sacral chakra and your left hand to your stomach, or maybe even to your chest, as you just reconnect to your body and your breathing. Goddess pose is a beautiful hip opener. It's very gentle but very powerful. On your next exhale, use your hands either side of your thigh to gently push your legs back together. Straighten the legs out in front of you as you slowly and mindfully come up into a sitting position. And then take the feet to the side as you come up into tabletop. And then make your way down to your belly as we come into a position called Tipsy Sphinx. So if you want to touch your elbow with your other hand to make sure that your arms are shoulder width apart, and the elbow would be over the shoulder, but if that feels a little bit too much on the bottom of your back, then you can take the elbow slightly further forward, which will reduce the back bend. So find the right arm position for you, and then abduct the right leg. So the knee is in line with the hip and the knee is in line with the ankle. And this is just going to gently compress the kidneys. And when we release the position, this will send fresh blood to the kidneys, revitalising the area. So breathe nice and deeply into the sacral chakra, into the kidneys. On your next exhale, bring the leg back into centre, and just place one palm on top of the other as you bring the forehead down on top of the hands, and just gently rock the hips from side to side just to release the lower back. You're just going to be here for a couple of breaths. If you'd like to come back up, back into Sphinx pose. And this time we're going to take the right leg out to the side. So again, hip in line with the ankle, hip in line with the knee, knee in line with the ankle, and engage the foot. And just breathe nice and deeply into the kidneys. On your next exhale, bring the right leg back into centre. Stack one palm on top of the other as you bring your forehead down onto the back of the hands, and just gently move your hips from side to side in the sacral rock, just to loosen the lower back. On your next inhale, bring the hands below the shoulders, push up as you come into tabletop. So knees in line with the hips, and you're going to start to walk your hands forward as we come down into extended puppy pose. Bringing the head down to the mat. Forearms on the mat, extending from the shoulders, feeling a lovely stretch from the tips of your fingers all the way down to your hips. On your next exhale, bring your hands back towards the shoulders, push down in your hands as you start to rise, coming up to a sitting position. So today's practice is just a very short practice to demonstrate how effective yin yoga can be. I would love for you to join me again. I'll be posting every day as we work through all the internal organs and we start to add in acupressure, reflexology, herb